And we are back for another live episode of the Kingdom. Another week, another technical issue for the boys. We need to crowdfund some funds, I believe, for our boy Drums. Maybe get him a new laptop or something. He was here a second ago. Hopefully he'll be back in time for the intro. We're glad to have everybody here across this beautiful country of ours, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC, maybe? I don't know. Thailand, Newfoundland, the Rock. Maybe some viewers in the USA. We love you. Anyways, we'll be back in 30 seconds. And who knows who will be doing the intro.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. As usual, my name is Drums, and I'm joined by the brothers behind Kngdom, Regan and Jordan Headley. We're a little in the dark, but we're going to try to make our way through it here. As we usually do, we'll head it up north, see what's going on with our boy Reg. What's going on, buddy?
Your picture's so good on mine. I don't know how it is on yours, Jordan, but it's so funny on mine. Just it looks like one of those police videos. They can't show your identity. Your face is censored out.
Well, the main thing is we can hear him pretty good, though.
Yeah, it was clear. Yeah, it was really clear. Not much is going on here. Another week down through winter. It's starting to show its teeth. It's been very cold here. Other than that, not much really to report, honestly. I don't. Just waiting for winter to be over.
It's coming, man. I think we got a couple more days of the frigid cold, and then we start getting back to normal. So one more month of potentially really shitty weather, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I hope so.
We got a lag here, eh? Or something?
Is there?
I don't know. This is a live show. We need that guy. We're going to do it live.
That's probably me.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. Yeah, I don't know, Drummy.
Fuck it.
Trev said Drums is live via potato and with a delay too. So I don't know how this is going to go. We'll test her out here for a while. Do you want to send her to me, Drums? How you going?
How you going?
Okay, well, we'll send it up.
What's going on with you?
We'll send it up to Rossman Lake here. The house feels like it's about to blow down. So I don't know. It's been nice. We always start with some weather chat. I remember last year at about this time, Reggie was on the podcast. He said about the same thing. He said waiting. That's all we can do at this point is just kind of wait. That seems like that's what the month of February is. It's a pretty dull month. Not a whole lot of action in it. We do have a long weekend, I learned today. Completely forgot about that, but we're just basically waiting for summer at this point. So she's been a scramble here. Okay, so Dusty says there's no. We got a bit of a show tonight. We got lots of topics on the agenda. Nothing in particular, I don't think. We got a kind of a theme here going, but we'll talk about some housekeeping stuff, some non-golf to get her going. And then we'll get into a lot of golf stuff. There's a lot happening in the golf world. It was a good weekend of golf. And hopefully have some segments at the end. So without further ado, Reggie, you probably must have some housekeeping for golf or not? What's our AC update?
What? Like we'll touch on a couple things, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like if Rory wants to win, all he has to do is just get pissed off before the week, and he seems to come through 100%. I mean, like, he gets in that controversy with Reed on Thursday or Wednesday, whenever it was. We talked about it last week, and then he beats him on the last hole, drops a bomb to win on the last hole. He's so sick. He just keeps doing shit like that to to solidify him as my favorite golfer. Sick guy.
Remember him and Patty Reed, and I'm pretty sure it was the Ryder Cup. I don't think it was President's Cup. Rory wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, they both dropped like bombs, hey, bomb after bomb.
That was actually one of the more entertaining matches I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's when they were giving that, like they can't hear the crowd. Rory did. It's pretty cool.
It must have been in the U.S., right?
I'm thinking so, yeah.
Because
Captain America.
Rory was going, I can't hear you. Something's happening in this house right now. I've heard two kind of big bangs here, so I don't know if it's the wind or somebody's in the house. But
that's not ideal.
No, we'll see. It'd be something to capture on live television is
an abduction,
a live abduction or a break-in. Hazeltine, yes, it was in the chat or in the chat in the U.S.
AC is currently. I'm thinking he's probably a dad at this point.
Pretty close, anyways.
I think they were getting pretty antsy on Monday, so I think that I haven't heard. There's been no post yet, so I don't know. That's not something that you really text somebody about. I don't think.
No.
But yeah, so thinking he's off for a little bit. It weighed on his mind actually, probably more so than we even realized throughout the last week. I don't think he was going to finish the weekend, regardless of if he made the cut or not. So, I think she was, past due and ready to have the baby. So that's where AC is. So all the best with everything that comes along with being a father. What's going on there?
Holy, I don't know. It's very windy, man. Like, we also got a drums. Welcome, drums.
There he is.
You look a lot better. You look mad, but you look a lot better. Let's see how you sound.
I literally don't understand it. I'm back on the fucking phone here, so I don't know. I'm at a fucking complete loss of words here.
Well, I don't know why you just didn't do this off the hop, because you look good. You're well lit, and there's no lag. So I don't know what the kerfuffle was about. We're thinking about doing a GoFundMe for a new lappy for you, or a new maybe a cell booster.
I've tried everything. I'm gassing MTS.
Yeah.
Gassing MTS next week. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Everybody listening to the show, whether in the chat or recorded, let's boycott MTS. This is a call to action. We've had too many issues with drums, and it's time to cut all ties with MTS.
These are pretty money, hey?
Those are summer drinks, man.
What are those, Limeritas?
Pretty damn good.
Those are solid. And if you're gluten-free, you can also drink those too. So they're good to have in the cooler for
the GFs.
For the women.
Oh, yeah. Can men be gluten-free?
You've had this chat on the podcast.
I know.
Dusty says boycott the BS Rogers Shaw merger as well. Yeah, it's lots going on in the telecommunications industry that most people aren't a fan of. I got a local company, Network 45, should give a shout out to them. Steve McKim is his name. He's kind of a solo operator, and he provides really good Wi-Fi to this area of Manitoba. I don't know how far he stretches, but not many issues out here in the bush. So Network 45.
Colt 45?
Colt 45, 2 zigzags. Speaking of that, I got a really
indeed.
Got a really good segment tonight. You guys are gonna like it, I think. Hopefully.
Does it involve a Colt 45 or 2 zigzags?
We'll see.
Baby, that's all we need.
Stick around. Drums. Anyways, we skipped over you. You got the intro in. You snuck into the show with like 2 seconds to spare, got the intro done, and then disappeared. So tell us, other than your tech issues, how's things in your life? It's good to see you on the weekend.
Things are good. Yeah, man. It was awesome to see you. We had probably the best laugh I've had in years.
I agree.
we had a few drinks, a little other substances, and we ended up on this completely random show on Netflix called 100 Physicals or something like that. But basically, if you remember the show MXC from back in the day, it was on Spike TV,
Oh yeah.
and like the dub overs they had on there, that's all this show was like it was all Korean um, people competing, and the most hilarious dub overs. And then the show was actually kind of crazy because like they did like these cool competitions to figure out winners and shit. I honestly don't know what the whole thing was because we were laughing so hard. But man, it was so funny, phenomenal. If you like MXC, you got to check that show out. It was unbelievable.
It's basically MFC combined with the Squid Games.
Right, right. It was so weird and so wild. It was just hilarious.
It kind of has the Squid Games feel, but like obviously nobody dies because these are real people and real competitions. But pretty cool nonetheless. Like they got I don't know. Just check it out. There's only 2 episodes. We were very disappointed. We thought we could crush the whole season that night, but only the first 2 episodes were available to view. I don't know if the second 2 have been released yet or not.
Yeah, they dropped away.
Did they?
Yeah.
We also did some golf.
Yes, sir. We did.
Some virtual golf. Thought we were walking into a trap, but it turned out to be a legit business. It was right across the street from Superstore. It would have been the south side of Superstore. And just what would you call it, Drums? Like a mini mall thing? I don't even know what's there, but it was actually really good. We might have been the first people to ever play that.
I think he advertised on eBrandon and stuff like that. I think it's called the Golf Playroom.
What'd you say, sorry?
I think it's operating as it's called the Golf Playroom.
Okay.
So yeah, it was kind of a little hole in the wall joint that's got nice sim set up. It looks like he's going to have some TVs, pool table set up in there. So it was a nice little gathering spot.
Sims are taking over the world, man.
Yeah.
No kidding. We got Wheat City one, obviously. We got the one coming at Original Joe's on the patio. We got the golf fun room or playroom. We got our guy Roscoe opening 4 of them up next year. That's part of the plan, anyways, right now, and his outdoor driving range, which is going to be incredible. So Brandon kind of went from 0 sims for my entire time there, and as soon as I leave, there's 100 of them. So
do you think that has anything to do with like the way golf's taken off in the last? I mean, obviously it does, but do you think?
I think Top Golf too is a big part of that.
Yeah. Top
Golf seemed to attract a non-golf crowd, and I think that was the spark that kind of lit that industry. Because in the past, like think about 5 years ago, nobody would ever go to a virtual, unless you're like a really nerdy golfer. You'd never go to a virtual simulator in the wintertime. You'd never even think about it. You put your clubs away and see you next spring. So
right.
Drum, you know what kind it was? I think it was a Flight Scope.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're kind of going to have your choice in Brandon, which is nice because I think Brandon's more than big enough to support it. I think the best man or women will probably win, but it sounds like we're going to have Wheat City using the TrackMan, the fun or the golf playroom using the Flight Scope. Shiloh back in the 80s, if you're into that. And Roscoe is going to have the Golf Zone technology, which is the one that goes like this, depending on your lie.
Oh, those are sweet.
Oh, like it lifts your platform?
So I've heard.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard the same. I've never used one. There's one in Winnipeg, apparently. Oh, yes, Trev. Is it OptiShot Drums? I don't remember.
No, I'm pretty sure you said Flight Scope.
I thought so as well, but could be wrong.
Yeah.
It went by pretty quick. We were there for 2.5 hours. We played 16 holes at Bandon Dunes. The boys played pretty well. Drums are striping it. Drums took the cake. I think he was +5 or something.
Hell
and
yeah.
some good golf was played. I snuck in a couple beers.
You did?
Wow. Bryce said he golfed at Top Golf in Vegas before that's what I mean, before he played an actual golf course. Golf's just such a welcoming game for people if you have the right stuff in place and you have some liquor kicking around to loosen people up a bit. And I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than being outside when it's minus 30. So I did kind of look like a lost puppy a little bit because I didn't know where to go. I was standing in the middle of the street in January with my clubs, but drums tracked me down. So any other housekeeping, fellas?
I don't know. Like, we had down there the Tom Brady saga. Like, can we really say he's retired until he doesn't take the first snap next season?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Like, it's kind of it's overdone already. Like, you come back or you're not. He said he's done forever, but like he won't get a proper send off right now until he's actually done, I think, right? Is that how you guys kind of feel?
Right, exactly. I don't think. Again, I'm in the same boat. I don't actually think that he's done until he misses the first 2 games, and that's kind of the starting point for that. I would think.
And that's when you kind of celebrate his career. But right now, I mean, he like all the outlets are probably tired of covering it too and going through all this shit. And then he's like, I'm back. Like, okay.
But also his performance on field this year was pretty lackluster for Tom Brady standards. So that might be the key that it was time to pull the shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, he had an absolute shit show going off field as well. So
yeah, true.
That probably played a bit of a factor. Did you see? This was probably the quote of the day that I saw about it. TMZ quoted or tweeted out Giselle's response to it, and it was. Congrats on your amazing accomplishments. Wish you nothing but the best. And so somebody tweeted, why do women sound like HR when they're dead serious about ending things with you?
Yeah, no shit. I honestly don't watch much football, boys. You know that. But it seemed to me like, as an outsider looking in, like, for Brady's age, like he definitely held his own the last couple seasons when people kind of wrote him off. But do you think that he could do another year?
Different team.
I don't think
he won't be going back to Tampa. I know there's lots of rumors about him owning a team too, and so who knows what happens there.
I read somewhere at one point that he was going to go to Vegas, but I don't know.
I think he was going to be part of like an ownership group in Vegas too. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Or somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but I think. But who knows? His FTX blunder might have put the kibosh on big purchases.
That was pre-FTX.
Yeah.
Did he lose a bunch in that?
Oh yeah. Well, Tiger lost like $600 million.
What?
Well, and he's getting sued out the ass.
Yeah, because Brady was actually promoting it.
Right.
Oh boy.
Tiger wasn't.
Maybe.
The Kngdom also did not promote FTX. In fact, we promoted the exact opposite of that.
Hey, did you see Pop Stroke partner with TaylorMade? We never talked about that on here. So all the putters are going to be TaylorMade and all the balls are going to be TaylorMade now?
Did I ever tell you guys about my Pop Stroke story?
Yeah.
I told you guys in real life, Reggie, but I don't know about it on the pod.
Oh, maybe not. What, the putter?
Yeah, so we were in Florida in November. We drove to Florida, and we played Pop Stroke. It was actually a lot of fun. Me and Drums covered it the next day. I think I was in Wisconsin in a hotel room talking about it. But anyways, I like taking things from places, but I also don't like stealing. So I just went up to I really like the putter. It says Pop Stroke on the head. It's a double-sided one, just like an old school putter and just a good keepsake. So I went up to the guy at the till and just offered to pay for it, how much you'd want for it. So he just said, Just start walking out and I won't tell anybody about it. So I technically stole, but not at the same time.
What if you would have called security after he said that?
So actually, this tiger, where the hell is it? Right there. That's from Pop Stroke too. I bought that, and then I got my putter from there. Really cool place. So it's cool to see that they're with TaylorMade. They must be having some. Do you think they'll actually use TaylorMade putters there? Because that would be pretty cool. Like you could use a Spider, you could use like a blade TaylorMade.
I don't know.
What
is it? It's
those away, but you got to think that there's some sort of strategy.
I didn't see that actually, but they're going to use TaylorMade balls for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got Tom Brady. Also, last week on the podcast, I'm not even sure what led to this. Oh, he's on Twitter. Saw something on there. So brought the poll to Instagram, which said, how often do you wash your bed sheets? 42% said weekly. 27% said every 2 weeks. 16% said monthly. And 16% said whenever they need. What do you guys? You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I feel like monthly's an aggressively long time to go in the same bed sheets.
Let me ask up.
We're bi-weekly for sure.
Man, I have when I was in college, I mean, a totally different story than now.
No, though.
I bet you. I don't know. Bi-weekly, I would say.
Yeah, I'd be between weekly and bi-weekly. I feel like a month is stretching it.
Yeah,
a month is nuts.
Unless your power went out for the entire month.
Right. I'm a sweater, so like I get a little damp at night, so they need to get cleaned.
Yeah, that's tough.
I think I'm just like a bit of a weirdo because I usually shower most nights before bed too, and I just like how it feels to lay down in bed having clean sheets. So, sue me. Okay, where should we start with the golf chat tonight, boys? Maybe before we get going, I'll couple things. So Dusty said that the Rapsodo Pro, which we were talking about last week on the show, I don't know if he's used it or not, but they were pretty reasonable, and it shows your swing speed, shows a launch angle. What was it, a smash factor or something like that? I don't even know what that is, but check that out. Rapsodo, they're pretty cool. You just attach your phone to it, and it has all your stuff on your phone. Trevor says Miami, so he must be talking about Brady still. And Dusty said, anybody see that model that was all over Tom on social media? Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I heard about it. What does she look like, Drums? That big of eyes?
Nice. She's a nice lady.
She's a nice lady.
Bryce thinks Brady's going to the CFL. And Thomas Friesen, the winner of the Satoshis tonight on the Instagram. Congrats, Thomas. We've been doing that every week at about 4 to, depending on how much behind we are that day, 4 till 7 every Wednesday to announce the live show. And you got to guess the course, guess the hole, and you get some Satoshis. Thomas is hot in the chat. Okay, so
that's aggressive.
Oh no, he's talking about how they rate us, not us how we rate them. Yeah.
Well, it's the same.
True.
Oh, that's being smashed.
That's much different. Tamarack, that would be high. I'm sure Thomas sees some very high smash factors at the Tamarack.
Yeah.
So this was Cam's. Cam had a good one last week too. So maybe we'll do a weekly question from Cam as a new segment on here. But this was what he said this week. So he's watching the crowd around the final shots in one of Tiger's finishes. Got him thinking about the pressure in front of a huge crowd. So if not golf, which sport would you have the most confidence of making the final shot with millions of people watching? He said at 25, I would say baseball. Well, like the game's on the line. your rounds on the line, the tournament's on the line. What sport would you
Right,
feel
but
the most?
Are we talking like a free throw in basketball or a 3-pointer?
I was thinking like what sport and what shot you would want to hit, like most comfortable.
Oh, you get to pick both?
Yeah, if you had a gun to your head and somebody said if you miss the shot you die, what sport would you be playing and what shot would it be? He said when he was 25 he would have chosen baseball and hockey, but now he's leaning towards curling and then golf. Which makes sense. I mean, as you age, you don't want to be on a breakaway in front of a million people and hockey.
I would probably say a breakaway.
Would you?
Yeah, I mean, well, what else are you going to do?
Mine would be probably, I would have to say golf. I don't know. Like,
I thought it was other than golf.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's what I
sorry.
thought.
Okay, go other than golf then. Go other than golf.
Well, it's either hockey, breakaway, or like a 30-yard field goal.
Would you? You can't kick. Can you?
Man, imagine
No,
trying to
but
kick a field goal in a stadium just packed with people. Like I might miss the ball.
Yeah, I'd probably
Right?
breaking my leg, but going viral, baby.
Going viral. Yeah, who cares? Actually, I'd probably pick a single sport, so then at least you're only letting down yourself.
Curling would be wild. I've only curled X amount of times. I mean, if you're fairly athletic and coordinated, you should be a decent curler. So actually,
pretty crazy.
I wouldn't feel that uncomfortable shooting a curling shot. Also, because I'd be like, I haven't curled that much, so there's really no pressure on me here, you know.
I changed my mind to soccer.
What about bowling? And you just have to get a
bowling
strike.
Hard to F up.
Not to know. It's pretty easy to F up to not get a strike.
Who do you think you are? I am. I'd probably take bowling just so I could say that at the end of it. What about golf, though? What shot would you want to hit with a gun to your head if you had to make it? Putt, chip, approach, or drive in the fairway?
I'd like at
130-yard approach. Yeah.
That's what you take?
Yeah.
Okay, but you have to put it in like 4 feet. Would you still do it?
4 feet?
Well, you have to get up and down.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah. Approach wise.
I think I would too, just because it's kind of a full swing. Chipping would be my second one, but chipping can be.
Oh, chipping! I would love to chip. I thought it was like different lengths.
We're talking chip off in a horse race.
I'd love that. I love that shit.
That'd be mine as well. Flop shot, even flop it. Cam's going putt. Oh, putts, man! When you got a lot of pressure on you with a putt,
your arms just go like fucking numb.
It's nuts.
Fucking noodles in your arm.
I just feel like, well, I've been listening to Zen putting, I think it is, or Zen golf, but people think that putting should be the easiest part of the game because it's the closest. But because it is the closest, people have such high expectations of it actually going in that they put that much more pressure on themselves to do it.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy actually.
Reggie, you see what Drew said?
Yeah. It's always amazes me actually every year the shots that guys hit under the gun. Like we're talking the next commenter in the chat here knocked a 5-wood to like 10 feet on number 16, I think. I don't know if it was a 5-wood. He might get mad if I said that. Dusty Dick. In the finals, I think it was. I remember watching and just chucked a dart on 16. Dusty, tell us what club it was and how close you put it.
From how far out?
From the tee. Like on the par 4.
280.
Is that good?
Right.
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, on 16 at Clear Lake. I thought you meant.
Yeah. No, on the Tammy. 3-wood, 7 feet. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That was sick. That was a sick shot.
270.
Sick shot.
Reggie, give Drew one of your guns.
Oh, the Tamarack gun. That's what he means. I didn't know what he meant.
No, I didn't think you got it.
Oh god, that's funny shit. That you guys were talking about laughs before. That might have been one of the funniest nights of my life. I spiked my phone from like 40 feet that night.
Oh yeah. Where was that? That was at Klaus's cabin. We were doing the old office gun to
That was
everybody's head.
unbelievable. So funny.
Okay, where do we start with golf here? Because there's lots to cover. Let's start with the tournament because Drums and I actually watched this, and we're gonna maybe talk about this later on, maybe, but some of it'll tie in now. So like I said, I was in Brandon at Dell's house. We were watching golf on a Saturday.
I wondered how you knew about it.
What's that?
I wondered how you knew what was going on. You never watch golf, really. Well, you never do.
Well, I don't have cable, but yeah, I know what you mean. But anyways, we were watching golf Saturday. We were drinking beers. I'm under the impression that golf tournaments should end on Saturday because that was the only time I think I've ever watched a final round of golf with buddies in like 10 years at least. Because it's like Sunday, I don't know. Maybe if you're in the
can't
football,
say that.
You
can't
can
say that. You can't. We watched
Right.
the Masters at the rec.
Besides the Masters. Masters has to end on Sunday.
No, but I'm saying we watched it in the dressing room.
Right. But
yeah, I'm sorry. I know what you mean though. I know what you mean.
Pre-tournament, maybe other than majors, because I mean wouldn't mind that on a Saturday, but I feel like if golf really wants to increase its viewership, Saturday afternoon, Saturday finish, boys are together. I would go over to somebody's house on a Saturday, get crushed, and watch the end of the golf. Usually it's Saturday, like it's an important day of the event, obviously, but it's not Sunday, like the final day, right? So it's like whatever, I'll watch tomorrow if something's good happened. But when it's Saturday,
Right.
and I feel like that would be with football and everything on Sundays, I feel like the PGA would increase its viewership quite a bit by changing it to Saturday. Could they?
Because it really doesn't matter about Thursday, Friday. Like nobody really watches those. Like I'm not watching that unless it's a major at work during the day. You know what I mean? I don't think they have much viewership anyways on those days. So, but I don't know how much they get on Saturdays right now.
Like during the day.
It also, like, what time did you guys watch that at? Like, what time did it finish?
For 5 o'clock.
That's when it finished?
No, that's when we started watching.
Yeah, so that's kind of
Eight-ish?
that's rare too.
Where was it? Was unreal.
Where was it? East or West Coast?
Cali, yeah.
Because it's not always like that, right?
No, it's very dependent on time zones, where the tournament is, that type of thing.
Like usually it's finished at 5
on a Sunday.
I mean, so what? That wouldn't change my mind on it if it finished at 5.
No, but I'm saying like you wouldn't be drinking watching it
on a Saturday instead.
Why not?
Like during the day. Like we don't have kids, so it's a little different for us to say. But
Drums does.
Yeah,
Drums has kid.
But that's a one-off, probably. Like you're not going to do that all the time. But I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'll take that bet.
In the afternoon, you would? Lots of people would? I guess. No. Yeah, I guess that's true. These are all very good points coming in now. These are all good points.
Well,
I'll eat crow.
Quickly, Dusty said that shot on 16 was to beat Jacobson and win the match. Made the putt. Made the eaves on 16.
Yep. I was watching it. I was actually watching it with Johnny Naturkach. Johnny Nats.
So Trev thinks that would pull attendance down, would it?
Oh, I guess, yeah, during the week, 3 weekdays.
Right.
How reliant do you think that they are on attendance, though, compared to TV?
Very true.
Yeah, you'd have to do some
I mean, the attendance probably more goes to the course itself than the PGA Tour. I would imagine that's where they get their money from.
Yeah, like the vendors and stuff.
Right.
Think about the waste management wrapping up on a Saturday instead of a Sunday.
Oh, shit.
Rippled everybody would be.
And you could make more of a trip out of that, too, because you could actually go home on Sunday. You want to take the Monday off work.
Not honestly, that's a different story here. We're talking like, no, this isn't the case for every tournament, but like Sunday attendance at the Waste Management is probably like a tenth of Saturday or a quarter max, right?
Right.
So my plan would be to do tournaments like the Waste Management, like the one this weekend, finish those on Saturday. The majors, Augusta, British Open, all the stuff like that, when people are going to be there regardless of what day it is or who's playing, you want to be there on Sunday. But I honestly think they should consider moving to Saturday.
Do you think every tournament?
Yeah, I think they need to Salt Bay, like sprinkle a little, maybe 4 or 5 tournaments a year to see if it works. Like you said, the Waste Management's a perfect one. The ones in California are perfect ones because the majority of the TV viewership is going to be in the evening, so you can gain more viewership that way. But again, like we've always said with the PG, like you got to start trying shit. Even if it doesn't work, go back to what you had, but you got to start trying shit.
100% agree.
Yeah, Dusty just said the same thing.
So Cam says that Americans watch college football on Saturday, which is very true. They absolutely – I feel like a lot of people watch more college football than actual NFL.
They do, but again, the football season's so short compared to the length of the PGA Tour season. You could maneuver when tournaments are held to combat that.
True.
Trev says the Waste Management is the one that should finish on a Saturday because the following day, the Sunday of the Waste Management, is the Super Bowl. That seems like a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
Well, this year.
Should we get the PGA on the phone? Yeah, when is that? Is that
I
this
think it's usually like that, isn't it?
No, it's like the 11th.
I thought
it's always the same weekend, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was always at the end of January, but
man, I don't know if they're the same weekend this year. I don't think they can be.
No,
one at a time.
I don't think they will be.
No?
The Super Bowl's in Arizona. It's in Phoenix.
I feel like when we were in Zona last time for the Waste Management, there was also Super Bowl there.
Not when we were there, was it?
No? Okay.
Maybe.
So it feels like the conclusion here is that maybe they should just try it for some tournaments and see what happens. What's the worst thing? What's the worst case?
True.
It is usually the same week in Cam. I believe that to be the truth. But I thought it was always at the end of January too. I don't know. I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. I'm on the Whiskeys again. I got the
It used to be at the end of January. You're right. It used to be end of January, first Waste Management.
Oh, then they changed the schedule last year.
Last year was the first year. It was later because it was the 12th last year. Because it was. Remember, I was supposed to go with Fox, and my wedding was supposed to be the 19th.
Yeah.
So I had to bail.
I heard about that. I heard about your February wedding.
Really?
So the tournament on the weekend, we had some stuff to talk about. One was there was a big controversy over Ryder's pants. Okay, hang on, hold on. We got some info from Thomas Friesen. They moved last week to Saturday due to AFC CG championship game, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because CBS covers both. So they'd be covering the PGA and the AFC championship game. NBC has the Waste Management and Fox has the Super Bowl this year. Thomas would know. Fox is dabbling for sure. Fox has been making some moves in the sport world. Did you guys see that guy in the freaking House of Commons in Canada try to denounce Tucker Carlson for what he said, and he just got instantly slammed by everybody else? That was amazing.
Well, didn't he want to bar him from the country?
No, I don't know what denounce mean. That means like, oh, is that what it is? Barring from the country?
I have no idea.
Or like if you say his name, you get fined or something in the house.
Those people are fucked.
So,
all of them.
Yeah, they are. What do we think about
publicly declared to be wrong or evil or inform against?
What's that?
Publicly declared to be wrong or evil or inform against. So he just basically tried to inform.
I think I think our House of Commons has a lot more on their plate than worrying about fucking Tucker Carlson.
I don't even know who Tucker Carlson is. Honestly, is that John's brother, John Carlson, or
Yeah.
Eric?
Eric's dad.
He's the bridge between them.
So, what do we think
Hey,
about
anywho.
joggers? Hey, we need to move on before we escalate here.
The joggers. Yay or nay?
How do we feel? Reggie likes him, I'm sure. Rip
Well, I
loves
don't
him.
know. I don't think it's the first person that's worn. Like, he's not the first person who's worn him, is he?
Well,
So why
that
is
was
it
an
such a
aggressive
big
ankle.
Yeah, but JT's been wearing joggers for like 6 months.
There were a
Right.
lot of people that were chirping the jogger plus the choice of shoes.
Right, and ankle socks, right?
Right. It was like a classic type shoe look with the jogger / half his fucking leg out. As opposed to others that wear the joggers, they have like the more athletic looking shoe. So isn't it almost disgusting, like the shit that people get into beefs on Twitter over? Like, who really gives a shit? Yeah, you look goofy. Carry on with your life.
Yeah, honestly, like
That's true.
but
That's
it's
very
it's
true.
Phil's fault. Like Phil's the one that
Phil's
brought
in no
Phil's the one
position
that
to
brought it
talk
on.
about looks.
Phil's a fucking idiot, in my opinion.
What happened with Phil? How does Phil tie into this?
He's the one that was chirping him.
Oh,
He said they can't wear
No.
shorts, but he can wear those.
Right. Yeah.
it's a good point.
But
It's a good
Phil
point.
was also the one that had fucking button ups.
Yeah. Did you see his shorts he was
Looking like
wearing
an idiot.
today?
Phil?
Anybody see those?
Well,
Well, it's all tied into the same thing because they're like talking like Phil like lost like 1,000 pounds.
He's on that
But-
cocaine diet, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
When did everybody start hating Phil? I'm a Phil fan for sure, man.
I told you that story that I heard about him. I've hated him for a while. Before Liv started, so that didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
It's
About
a
the guy showing up to the
non-pod
course.
story or what?
Hey?
Like it's a
I think it was
non-pod
the guy-
story?
And on what?
What?
It's a story not for the pod or what?
No, it's for the pod. It's just basically a guy won a round of golf with him, and it was at that at a course in Arizona. I can't think, it's slipped my mind right now. Whisper Rock is where he plays, and this guy won a contest to go play with Phil, and 3 of his buddies played with Phil, and he showed up in his own cart and like showed up and hardly talked to them and wanted to play for a bunch of money, and then basically just like stiffed him after. Like these guys thought it was like the contest of a lifetime. He basically just showed up and he's like the biggest piece of shit ever. And like, it's been known for a while that all the stuff that he does on TV is complete fucking bullshit. Like how
Yeah.
he's,
I don't know how much weight we putting into that, because if true, shitty move.
well,
Is it
this
true,
story's,
though?
well, I don't know. Like, is somebody really going to make that up?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, it's
You're
not
the-
like,
you're
it's
the
not like I
biggest
read it on the
advocate.
news.
You're the biggest advocate of.
No, I'm not. I
don't
didn't
believe
read it
it
on the
until you
news.
actually
It
see
was
it.
like one of Perry Farnsworth's best buddies, I think. You can ask Farns about it, Drums.
Oh.
It's
Like,
still
it's a
like
personal
there's
like
story.
it's
still
somebody
a
you've
treat
known
of-
of.
Yeah. It's not just something I read in a magazine. Like, it's like a real life story. And since then, I don't like him.
I thought it was like a
Oh.
Make-A-Wish and he fucking stiffed some dying kid.
Yeah. I don't know. Either way. No,
Okay.
it was like a personal thing. Anyways. So Phil calls out his joggers and then wears those. Did you see the shorts he was wearing on the course today? Like
No.
they might have been his when he was like 100 pounds heavier, man. He was like swimming it. They look like swim trunks. Somebody said he has the nerve to call someone out for wearing joggers and then shows up wearing and1 shorts. And they look like they're and1 shorts. Like they were like basketball shorts. He was wearing them with a golf shirt tucked in.
Oh,
Like the
that- okay.
Adam Sandler special.
Yes, exactly.
Reggie, I don't think that Phil is like saying this stuff is like coming from like a stylish perspective. Like this is the style now. He's saying that it's stupid that PGA players aren't allowed to wear shorts, but they can wear joggers.
Yes, I know. but he's also shows up. He's the reason why the PGA players probably can't wear shorts because they'd show up wearing fucking shorts like that.
But at
Do
the
you
end of
remember
the day,
those stupid button-up shirts he was wearing?
Oh,
yes, the
God.
workday ones.
Yeah, with the big collar. Yeah, those were
I'm
ridiculous.
tired of Phil.
I think we can all just kind of agree here with Cam. He says, nay on the joggers, which is his opinion. But it is time to relax the dress code and let them wear shorts. Because if they're going to let them wear joggers, then they're kind of breaking their own, like, pants. Like, this is how classy the PGA is. You have to wear pants, but they're wearing joggers. So I'm actually with Phil on that. I say either go with dress pants or do whatever you want. You can't have just kind of whatever you want.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we got to piggyback a bit off of Ryder. It was like as soon as we tuned in on Saturday evening, the first interview, or the first thing that came on the screen when I got there was they were doing a walking interview down the fairway with Sam Ryder's mom, and it dragged on. Like it was probably a 10, 15-minute interview with this guy's mom. So so we obviously start chirping and we're like, get her off the screen, blah, blah, blah. As soon as she got off, he tanked after that.
Yeah.
Really?
And I haven't seen that brought up anywhere. So she gave him the kiss of death, getting on that ridiculous interview.
And she was really
Think there's
weird
any
about
validity
it.
to that?
It wasn't just
Yeah.
like your standard parents interview. She was basically saying like when he got a hole in one, they got a hole in one. When he won a golf tournament, they won a golf tournament.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
So she was basically taking credit for his entire career, like in an aggressively weird way. And it was like a 2-minute interview down the fairway while there was like actual golf being played.
Yeah, I kind of blame the interviewer a little bit because she just kept sticking the mic in front of the mom's face, and so the mom just kept spitting and like was going nowhere with the interview. Like it just killed 20 minutes of actual golf coverage for nothing.
Yeah,
yeah,
just cut it off.
So like what? Yeah, that's wild. So obviously she goes to every tournament.
Yeah, well,
I've never even heard of Sam Ryder before, so might have been his first event.
No, Sam Ryder. What did he do? I'll think about it. Sam Ryder.
Trev says, "Did you guys see the Max Homa on the course interview?" Let's talk about Max Homa, man. Guy,
unbelievable.
The guy's legit.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt. Why I get it's just like I think that this might come off as crazy, but so when we first got to know Max Homa, obviously it was from those Twitter carving people's swings and everything like that. That's how he kind of got his name. But I feel like now he's kind of stuck with that. So it's tough.
Do you think that's a bad thing?
It's tough for people to take him seriously. Like he is very legit, but you still in the back of your mind, you're like, this is that guy that only got famous because of his videos. But if he would have just not did that and then did what he's doing now, I think he'd be more popular and people would think he's a better golfer than
you think so?
Before. I think so. He's tough
like,
to take serious after all that stuff.
Yeah, but I think that's just the part. Like that's who he is.
Maybe.
And like he's talked in interviews like he lost his PGA Tour card. He wasn't making cuts on Corn Ferry, and he just had to, like he said, I had to get true to myself. I had to find my swing, everything like that. So he just kind of cut the bullshit out of his life and just went back to his kind of who he was as a person. And I think that's who that guy is. He's just a fun-loving guy who can absolutely turn it on when he needs to in a golf tournament. All of a sudden, because all of a sudden, in the past 2 years, only Rahm's won more tournaments. Mm-hmm. And this guy's like a clear favorite for having a good major run now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a more likable guy than Max on the PGA right now.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't name one. Other than our guy, Tom Kim.
Yeah, I like Rory, but That's my own opinion, but I know what you mean.
Would
Rory's
you
not
say
as
he's
likable.
likable though?
No,
I
I
don't
just
think
no. I don't think he's likable. No. No, Max is pretty. Yeah, he's awesome,
clutch too. Did
and
you
he's
see that
good. Holy shit, he's good.
forearm he hit on 16? The par 3? Oh my god. It was like 230
And, like, he
yards.
seemed so-
400. What's
He
that?
just seemed perfectly calm those last like 3 holes too. Like he just strolled down the course. He kind of had his hands in his pocket, just smiling. Like where you look at Ryder on the other side of things, and he is like swimming,
Yeah.
trying to catch breath out of, make something out of that final round, and basically put the bed. And Max just took over.
Mm-hmm.
You checking sports there, Reggie, or what? Live feed. I just feel like Max having that experience on at the Ryder Cup and actually getting a win out of that, like that does such a, because you always have that to think back to. Like if I can handle the pressure of the President's Cup, making that putt under that amount of pressure, then what is this tournament even? This is just kind of a walk in the park. I feel like anything in life, whether that's like pain or struggle or anything like that, once you have something that you can kind of have as a
That's at the highest
starting point, yeah. And then everything else just seems like a cakewalk after that. I think that's because he's won a couple times since then, right?
Mm-hmm. Since then, I think that might have been his first win since, but I think he had 2 right before.
We had one in November.
When was it?
I don't know if that was.
Yeah, I
can't
don't know.
remember when
Either
that
way,
was.
he's hot and he's very likable. I don't know. Like, where would you put him right now in the world?
Max?
Yeah.
3.
Top 10 for sure.
3?
Yeah.
Rom, Rory, him?
Think so? Yeah, maybe top 5 for sure.
But then, like, where's Scheffler? Like, Scheffler had a hot year. There's just so many good golfers, man. You could just get lost in them, honestly.
I kind of think Scheffler is going to slide down here this year for sure.
Think so?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Scotty Chef in a while now. Was that last year's start of the year? He had like 3 wins in a row or something?
Yeah.
Was that Scotty Scheffler's peak of his career?
Who else? Sam Burns
hell
was
of a
sick
peak.
too. Sam Burns was nasty for a while. Guys just get hot. That's so crazy in golf. Like, but think about it. Like when you're out and you have like a 2 to 3, say 2-week stretch, like for us, and you just feel like you can't miss. Like imagine being as good as them and going through one of those. And that's when guys win, man. It's so crazy. Like guys like Sam Burns. I don't know. Like yeah, he's good, but he'll probably never have a run like that again. Will he?
No. That's the thing too in golf. Like there'll be guys that pop up and have a 1 or 2 year run of just incredible tournaments, and then they'll fall off the face of the earth.
And then there's guys like Rom and Rory and those guys that come along and like every week, and like it's like Tiger was, like he was never out of it come Sunday, like ever out of it. And then he could just come from anywhere, right? Rom almost has that presence right now where shit, like you're looking at the score. Like what did he you guys obviously watched the whole round. What was his downfall?
No, we missed the front 9 actually.
Did you see any of him?
No, because when Jesus. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, they didn't actually show much of him in our timeline watching it. It was more focused on Ryder collapse and Max kind of staying pat, but I just don't think he made putts. I think that was
he was like 2 over, right?
Summary was. Yeah.
Well, he had to have been because when I was watching Friday night highlights, Rom was like in the top 3, I think. Like he was right up there.
I thought he was 1 off even.
Yeah, and then we started watching, and he wasn't even on the first page of the leaderboard anymore. So he must
shot
have
2
a tough
over.
start to the day. What's that?
He shot 2 over on Sunday or Saturday.
What was the front 9 though?
I think 2 over.
Max is 13th right now.
How could that be?
Well, I mean, like 2 years ago, he didn't have a PGA Tour card. I guess 19.
Yeah, right. But still, I mean, I think Tom Kim's like, what's he ranked right now? He's top 10.
Is he?
Yeah.
Do you see that picture of Max in a beach hat, drinking a beer after he missed the cut in one of his events? That was from a few years ago now.
He's a beauty.
Yeah, he's a beauty.
Oh, sorry. Tom Kim's 14. I mean, we're talking like 13 and 14 are bad. Like,
right.
Like your top 15.
What's the top 10 right now then?
Yeah, who's in the
Rory, Rom, Scotty.
It goes Rory, Scotty, Rom, Smith.
Scotty's 2?
Yeah. So Cameron Smith's number 4. Wow. Cantlay, Shoffley, Morikawa, Zalatoris, Thomas, Fitzpatrick, Hovland, Finau, Drums' guy, Tone, the big Tone, Max Homa, Tom Kim, Sam Burns. Man.
Pretty solid top 15 there, though.
Like as if Cam Smith's number 4 still.
Is that still from PGA points only?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts, actually.
Well, he must.
Well, he got a couple of events in last year.
He played at the Australian Open or whatever it was. 2 events in Australia, maybe, but.
Okay, let's finish out with some live tour, or not live tour. Well, live tour kind of, but DP World Tour chat about the Treegate, Patrick Reed, and then we'll get into our segments. I've had a lot of golf chat tonight, more than usual. Last 2 episodes, actually.
What happened here? I saw Brandel Chambly's video, but what happened in the actual round?
So yeah, like I didn't catch the actual round either. It was just when everything started popping up online. Old Patrick trying to pull a fast one again, and this time he succeeded.
He did?
Yeah, watching that Brandel Chambly Zapruder film breakdown of the ball entering the completely opposite tree of where he claimed to have been able to identify his tree. Now again, it's the actual referee or official that uses the binocular to describe the ball or to confirm if that's the ball.
Oh, no way. He said he could identify it up there?
Yeah. So when they gather around the trees, Patrick Reed gives his markings and what type of ball it is. And so the official himself is actually the one who identifies the ball. But it all looks like Patrick's like, yeah, no, that's my ball. So the blame is actually on the official.
So there's more to the story.
Always.
As usual. With everything. I mean, it doesn't help that Patrick Reed has cheated countless times in his career. That's definitely not helping his case.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, Drums, if what you're saying is accurate, then you can't really fault him because he would have there's not like, so let's just put yourself in his shoes for a second. There's no way that Patrick Reed could walk up to the trees and see a ball up there, then he could tell the markings on it before even like explaining it to the referee.
Look at the comments. That adds to it.
So Barrett said his caddy had binoculars looking up in the tree. I just still...
No, that was the official.
I still feel like if done properly, they would have had Patrick Reed identify his ball before they even went to the crime scene. And I don't know, though.
Which I think they do.
But they also could have... His caddy legitimately could have been standing there with binoculars and saying, I see this before the rules official showed up. And so that's what Patrick Reed told the guy. And that's what the ball was because his caddy had seen it already. So that would make sense. If that's the case, then...
Brandel Chambly hates Reed, right?
Most people
he's getting sued by
reason.
Right,
yeah.
Like big time, right? Like he was one of the first ones named.
Yeah.
In the defamation case.
Just
like
hilarious. It's so funny. Yeah, we're breaking down film now of a ball going into a tree. Like that's just where we are.
Am I going to court for the Kingdom when when we get subpoenaed against
For
Pat?
what?
Against Pat, because I've been
By
talking
who?
so much shit about him on here. Pat,
Oh yeah,
Patrick
bring it on.
Reed?
like Pat's gonna subpoena us for sure. I've been talking way too much shit about him on here. He watches the Kingdom, I think, so he'll be after us.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Big listener.
that's why I'm playing devil's advocate against Reed all the time, just so he doesn't sue me. I mean, it wouldn't be much of a podcast if everybody just agreed with everything. So you gotta have alternative views, and whether
Very true.
you know. So let's move on to the Saggies here, Reggie. What are you bringing back, Stroke Saver? Or you got something else up your sleeve tonight?
Well, I don't have a stroke saver. I'm honestly just I'm going back to the well for those guys. Right? Like our guy or my John Sherman and my Lou Stagner. They're kind of they just talk practical golf. That's actually what John Sherman's his book is all about, is just practical golf.
I like practical anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So
go
I'm
ahead.
actually I actually have to I'm gonna get his book. It's called The 4 Foundations of Golf to Lower Your Score. And I'm actually I'm gonna order it. Actually, remind me after the episode tonight. I'll go on Amazon and order it tonight. And I'm gonna read the whole thing, and then I'll have some more info to distribute on here, not just reading tweets. But basically the tip tonight, it's to put a drive into perspective. It says a good drive is when you, and there's 3 points, hit it close to your average distance. 2, have a clear path to the green. And 3, have a reasonable lie. So it's not all about the fairway. Like, you're not letting yourself down 100%, if you miss the fairway. So he's basically saying a good drive should be noted as if you hit it square on the face and hit your normal distance, there's nothing in between you and the green, and you have a reasonable lie.
That's interesting. That's an interesting thought.
A lot of the times, oh, sorry, go ahead.
It kind of reminds me of the hitting a good putt, even if it doesn't go in the hole, you can still make a putt without it actually going in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a lot of things on the golf course that are out of your control. And if you focus on hitting the club like square, because that's what Tiger Woods' dad always said, is you can swing as hard as you want as long as you keep your balance and hit it square.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you're absolutely right, Rigo, or whoever said that, is there's too much focus on trying to hit the fairway instead of trying to hit the club face square.
Right. So, and the rough that we play, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Gilbert gets a little nasty sometimes, but the rough for the most part on the courses we play, does it really affect it all that much? It might for approach, like the spin on the approach. That would be about the only thing, but too many times, and I mean, you get so focused on hitting the fairway, you try to steer it onto the fairway, where if you just try to make a good strike every time.
That's very true. I never thought about it like that before.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good tip. I've said this a million times on here, but it's a basic tip that if you just put it into perspective when you're standing on the tee, just put a good swing on it and make good contact. Don't try so hard to steer into the fairway, because a lot of times you're going to get a good lie anyways. Just try to hit to a spot where there's no obstructions between you and the green, right? That's the biggest thing.
Do you want to repeat those one more time quickly?
So a good drive is when you, A, hit it close to your average distance, B, have a clear path to the green, and C, have a reasonable lie. It's not fairway or bust. I don't know. I read through a lot of his tweets, and that was one that resonated. That's something that you don't think about all the time, right?
Yeah. The third one for me is like, because you can't really control your lie at all. So it's not like you can be standing on the tee box and say, oh, I hope I get a good lie the next shot.
But what I'm saying is most of the lies that you get on the course that you play aren't that bad. Like fairway's a very important thing on the PGA with the rough that they play.
Mm-hmm.
But where we play, I mean, it does make a difference for sure, but it's not end all be all, I don't think.
I like it a lot. Drummies, well, man, we're gonna be golfing soon, Reggie. So you can, I think you can keep going. It seems like all the information you've given from that account has been gold so far. So it's nice to, even though it's not your original content, it's still nice to hear your spin on it and relate it to us in Manitoba and Canada and how it affects our game. So drums, are we still going culture corner, or do you got something else too? No, culture corner.
This one, I think
where you see this.
It's yeah, we'll get the label of you see this. I kind of mentioned maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago, just coming across a golf movie on Netflix. I couldn't remember the name, just kind of remembered I saw it. So actually had lunch with mom and dad on the weekend, and dad's like, yeah, I watched this golf movie on Netflix. So that rung my bell. But anyways, I'm going to propose this to the crew as one we should watch and discuss potentially. And it's this movie called The Phantom of the Open. So it's a biopic of a fella named Maurice Litchcroft, and he was a crane operator in Britain who had never golfed before he decided he wanted to play in the British Open. He'd hit balls in like the field behind his house and stuff like that, and saw that these guys were making sick money back in the day. So he applied as a professional golfer to qualify for the 76 Open. So he was allowed to go play 1 round, proceeded to shoot 120, the worst recorded qualifying round of an Open ever, before they changed the rules, and he was basically disallowed from coming back ever again. That didn't stop him from trying. Apparently, he gave it a few other shots under different names, often showing up in disguise, apparently.
This is a true story?
This is a true story. So I feel this is a movie that we do all have to check out at some point, and we can report back on. I will caution everybody, I don't know how good it is. My dad is very notorious for watching absolute trash television.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to watch it. Maybe we'll report back and see how this ends up. But apparently this guy was just absolute card. Like he, in the quick documentary or quick write-up I read about it, like he kind of gained like even like F-level celebrity status from this, and just milked that basically for the rest of his life. He would like attend tournaments as like the celebrity pro-am type thing. Like
no way.
So I don't know. I think it's one we should all check out and maybe report back on.
AC played with them at the pro-am at what's that tournament called?
The Rolls Royce? No,
not Rolls Royce.
What's it called, drums? Phantom of the Open.
Phantom of the Open.
Is it a newer movie?
I think it was released in 21.
Oh, and it's on the Netflix.
It's on the Netflix box.
Okay, well, we're going to put it out there to everybody to check out this week. And if you have some extra time, make sure you check out 100 Physical. Well, such a weird name, 100 Physical.
That's terrible, man.
What was that? What are we die laughing at, drums? The legendary gymnast?
Yeah, number one gymnast.
So is it voiceovers like exactly like MXC? Like it's the exact same show?
No, it's just English. Like it's their translation of it. And I think that it's kind of built or it's kind of intentionally funny, I think. I don't know for sure.
I don't think it is. Like
we went under the assumption that it wasn't.
What's it on?
Netflix.
Oh, nice. I'm going to watch it tonight.
I'm going to watch the next.
But it's like they have like the challenge type competitions that they do, but like times 10. Like they were beating the piss out of each other at one point.
Really?
Yeah, they have a full out wrestling match.
Wild. Yeah.
They do a countdown of like 2 minutes, and they just beat the shit out of each other. And the last one to like hold this big ball, last one to have it at the end of the timer, that's who wins. That's who moves on. The other person leaves.
I'll be watching tonight.
Wow.
Okay, so that's on Netflix. Everybody watch that this week, and we'll discuss as one of our topics for next week. And hopefully we'll have some good commentary on that. Hopefully it's not terrible, but if it is, it might be even funnier to chirp. All right, moving on. So the segment here, I've gone through a few segments. We had the junk drawer. We had the 2 pina coladas. And I think I'm just going to talk about cool shit now. I think that's going to be my new one. Cool shit, golf or otherwise.
Nice.
So there's going to be some Bitcoin. There's going to be some golf, obviously. There's going to be some music suggestions. And on that note, if you've been somebody who's been kind of following along with our 88 sats, we're over half now. Pretty big deal, I think. If you want to, I got a YouTube channel for Silverstone. Go check out. I got 5 videos up now. The 5th one came out today. It walks you through what is Bitcoin, why it's so necessary, how to buy Bitcoin, how to store Bitcoin safely. And the 5th one today was talking about cold storage options to increase your security. So if you have some time and if you're interested in it, I just wanted to point out that they're all on there now. So if you have some time and interest, then you can check that out. But today is not about Bitcoin. Today is about our guy Hardy. Have you guys seen this album or heard any of it yet? Okay. Actually, last week I had this lined up and I completely forgot to load it. Just give me a sec here. But anyways, Hardy came up with an album last week, and we were talking about Morgan Wallen on show last week, and I said I'm thankful for Morgan Wallen because we probably wouldn't have Hardy without Morgan Wallen. But I think that it's actually the other way around. Like if you look at the songs that Hardy has written,
It's a bold statement.
it's insane. I know it's hard. It's a very bold statement, but what I'm about to say, I also said he was the most underrated artist in country. And I still believe that. And my next bold statement is this album is the best album that I've listened to from head to toe. Best album I've ever listened to.
Whoa.
So let me walk you through this album of Hardy's. And you see the album cover, you see the name of it, you kind of just like, yeah, whatever. It's kind of weird. But it's called The Mockingbird and the Crow.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the first 8 songs on the CD, or the album, not CD, the album, are traditional country, like Hardy traditional, some of his old stuff, country. The 9th song on the album, halfway through the song, it makes this transition from the Mockingbird to the Crow, halfway through the song. So the first part of the 9th song is country, and then there's like a little instrumental, and then it turns to the Crow. So he talks about how he turned from being a mockingbird with a microphone to somebody beyond that and not afraid to say what he thinks. And so he's not afraid to be the crow in the situation. And then the next 8 songs on the album are like sold out, like country, screamo, heavy metal, nuts. And there's a song on there called The Radio Song. If you guys listen to nothing else, listen to that song. It'll blow your mind. But don't let that be the only song you listen to, because that's the furthest end of the scale in terms of the country screaming heavy metal stuff. But it's so good. It's one of those things where you can listen to it, as I've talked about before, working out, driving. And it's just like nothing I've ever heard before. And I love that stuff. It honestly reminds me of like every genre of music, like Sum 41, Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock, all combined into one with a country lyrics a little bit. You have to check it out. And if you really want
Tom
to
Hardy?
listen to what's that?
Tom
Not
Hardy?
Tom Hardy, just Hardy.
The Hardy brothers, wrestlers.
Yeah, if you really want to explore the whole thing, I didn't know that until I listened to it 1 or 2 times over. I'm like, okay, this, and even the names of his song, the first part are all lowercase, and then the Mockingbird lowercase, and the Crow is uppercase, and then all the next songs are all uppercase. So it's just like a definite split there. And I think it's brilliant. And I don't know if it was all intentional as I think it was, but it's totally brilliant. And so, yeah, Hardy was on WWE last week. Trev said
Trevor D doesn't like him.
I wasn't aware of Hardy until I went to a buddy's to watch the Royal Rumble. He was performing a song there. His performance was horrible. Okay. So Trev does not like Hardy. But Hardy was on WWE last week. He was up on stage actually.
I saw that actually.
Yeah.
Did you to piggyback off that? I'm gonna listen to that album for sure, obviously. Yeah. I like Hardy. Did you see Morgan Wallen's putting out an album too?
Yeah.
36 songs?
Yes.
Is that different or no? Like
very.
I thought that was pretty crazy. 36 new songs.
And he's coming out with like 3 at a time, eh?
Hey?
He's coming out with like 3.
What do you mean, like he's doing multiple albums?
No, like 3. He's doing like EPs, I guess you'd say, but at the end of it, it's all going to be.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that even with Hardy, like, so Hardy came out with the song Sold Out, which I've talked about a lot on here. He came out with it probably a year ago now. And so his album just came out this week, but there's Sold Out is on that album as part of like the second of the Crow part of it. But there's a bunch of references and other songs about, like in Truck Bed, he talks about, well, like in the song, he says, not afraid to put a dead buck on my Instagram. And there's a whole bunch of other references throughout the album to that. So I don't know if he initially had this idea when he went into it, but it turned out, oh my God.
The reason they do that is for streaming numbers. So if he's got a single that's already been released, even if it's been for a year, and let's say this, just for numbers wise, this song already has 1 million streams, they put that on the album. That's a platinum album already. Or working its way already forward to it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot in rap and R&B and stuff, where like a new act will come out and they'll have like a hot song, and then they won't actually release an album for a year or two later. But that song will still be on the album,
and then
so that the numbers are elevated. Yeah.
Oh. And that could be the case here too, because I think that Sold Out, the song, which is country and heavy metal, perfect combination of it. I think it exceeded what they thought it was going to do. And maybe that gave them the ability to do that second half of the album like that.
Right.
So quickly, here are some songs that Hardy has written. So God's Country, Blake Shelton song. Hell Right, Blake Shelton song. More Than My Hometown, Morgan. Sand in My Boots by Morgan. Still Going Down by Morgan. This Bar by Morgan Wallen, Up Down. And obviously some of his songs. So he between Blake Shelton and a few other big names, and of course Morgan Wallen. That's why I said I don't know if Morgan Wallen is where he is without Hardy, because it sounds like Hardy has written the majority of Morgan's big songs.
Bangers.
So that's pretty cool. You got to give it up. You got to respect that, and should give a little bit of disclaimer. Like, if my mom's listening to this song, you probably don't want to listen to the radio song by Hardy. But if you're into if you're into rock music and country, I think it's a really cool spin on it. And if you just like country, then stick to the Mockingbird part of the.
I think there's actually more that they wrote, Jor.
Hardy?
Yeah, I remember looking them up one day.
Oh, it's a group.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yes, I think that you're right, Rio. Because last time I saw the list, I was like, "What?" Yeah. But it's hard to find things when you're live.
One beer, yeah, that's them. The biggest one was that. Well, these guys say it's number one. It's "Beers on Me" by Dirk Bentley too. Yeah, obviously, really creative guys. Sick that they're taking off. I'll have to listen to that album. I'm not a huge fan of that screamo
Neither am I, man. You know that. It's so
I
cool
know.
how it all how it sounds together. And again, once you listen to that radio song one, and there's the song called Kill Shit Till I Die. It's talking about hunting, but Kill Shit Till I Die. So I sent all these songs to Stocks because Stocks loves like heavy metal, Kid Rock,
Yeah.
but also likes country. I said, this is going to be the best album of your life that you ever listen to. I said, just make sure that you don't listen to Kill Shit Till I Die alone and your garage is turned up because somebody will probably call the cops on you.
Probably right.
So that's that. Hardy, check him out. Such a good album and such good lyrics. I mean, he's a songwriter by nature and he can sing. Like, I think it was Bridge that was telling me, but like the people who can actually do that screamo is so rare. And to be able to be a good songwriter and country, and he's a rare breed. I think that I think he's going to be a big deal.
Man, we're getting deep in these episodes, hey? Holy.
Yeah, I think. Well, we got our segments in finally because we tried doing it for the last 3 weeks, but we ran out of room, ran out of runway.
I mean deep, like time wise, like we are going long in these.
That's what I mean.
Holy fuck, buddy! Just long episodes.
Holy fuck!
Fuck dry side.
Oh, sorry. One more thing here. The if Shane is in the chat tonight, send us a message.
Yeah. Oh no, I do. I have contact info for him.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out where he wants his Aaron Cockrell signatures on the cover. We figured we'd ask him instead of just like doing it and hoping, maybe he doesn't want it on the front.
Hey, AC says.
Good idea.
Let's see what he said. Pretty funny, like just how he thinks about himself. Don't want to ruin them all, LOL. Maybe ask the guy who won what he would prefer. He doesn't want to ruin the head covers, like as if the contest wasn't signed covers. No.
Love it.
Dusty's from Brandon. He's at least 2-time men's Tamarack champ. New to the chat, but what is it? First time listener. I don't know.
Yeah,
long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah.
I
don't know if you actually listen or not, but we're glad to have him. The more golfers in the chat, the better. People seem to like golf chat. I don't know why.
Yeah, me either. Stunned, actually.
What do we got this weekend for attorney?
AT&T at Pebble Beach.
Oh, Pebble Beach.
At the beach.
Where the pros are. Did you see there was a Pro Bowl NFLer that said he was injured, so he didn't have to play the Pro Bowl, but he's playing in the Pro-Am?
No way.
Yeah.
Is that legit?
Who?
Yeah. I forget the name.
Doesn't matter. Pendrith is playing with the guy from Arrested Development. Drums, you know actors' names. Canadian.
Will Arnett?
Yeah, he's playing with him, and they both have Maple Leafs on their bag.
Oh, beauty.
Josh Allen. Oh, it's Josh Allen that's playing the Pro-Am.
It is Josh Allen? I wasn't sure if that's who it was. That's hilarious.
But Will Arnett, yeah, all the Leafs were commenting on it today because Pendrith and him are going to have the Maple Leafs logo on their bag because they're playing together.
Nice. Did you see Brad Marchand going at everybody?
Guy's unreal, man. I don't know.
I fucking love him. For as much as like a rat.
I can't believe you love him. Yeah,
wow.
He's unreal. You have to.
Love him.
Like, how can you not love everything that guy does? Like, yeah, he's a shithead on the ice, but everything he does is so funny. And he's so good.
Like, first there was that big controversy with Zegras potentially talking shit about some guy's dad that passed away, which turned out not to be true. And then a reporter confirmed that it wasn't true. And Brad Marchand just tweets underneath and beat it, nerd. What did he say? Shut your pie hole. And that's it. And then he turns off his phone for 2 days. And then today he was going back and forth with a bunch of Leaf reporters too on Twitter. He's just
unreal. What did he say to the one? Is this your roar?
Your big roar?
Yeah.
To that Steve Dangle.
Yeah.
That guy's such a dud, Steve Dangle.
Yeah.
Isn't
he?
Yeah. Marshy just shuts him down. Have to love that.
Okay, I
Have
gotta
to love
actually go
Marshall.
watch that game. I paused it, so I gotta go finish that game.
Okay.
Tell me what happened.
Just wait,
I can see
Drums.
your
Just
face.
wait. So
No, I don't actually know what happened.
it's nice to see Chaz getting along with the chat now after his run-in with, what was that guy's name?
Yeah, where'd that guy come from? He just like rode in on his horse
I
and
don't
took off.
Got in a tussle with Chaz, challenged him to a golf match, and was never seen or heard from. Maybe Chaz took care of him.
You might have.
But I think
What
Dusty
was
and
his
Chaz
name?
would get along. They're both very good golfers.
What was his name?
I couldn't tell you.
Chaz's buddy.
Steve? No, not Steve.
Gary.
Yeah, it was Gary.
It was
Gary
Gary,
from
wasn't it?
Winnipeg. I actually I used to ask. Chaz took him out.
Does Gretzky get to play anymore?
I don't know. Oh yeah,
After
because
Dustin?
Dusty's gone. Well, he probably doesn't want to. He probably plays in the live tour and gets paid like $10 million to show up.
I don't know why I called him Dustin there. DJ. Used to seeing Dustin in the chat here.
Hey, one last thing. Nobody's even listening in this thing anymore, but
What do you mean?
nobody cares anymore here. So right now, this is the craziest. You guys know I've been following the MJHL for like my whole life. Right now in the Kings division, the difference between first place and last place is 8 points. The difference between first place and fifth place is 4 points. The Verdun Oil Capitals are 4 points out of first place right now, and they're out of playoffs by 2 points.
2 wins.
Wow.
2 points.
2 wins away.
2 points. Well, you can't see this.
What's their games in hand? Are they all pretty even?
The Kings and the Oil Capitals have only played 41, so they're okay. Yeah, it's nuts. Like Weiwei's got 51, Dolphins got 51, Swan's got 51, OCN's got 49, Verdun's got 47, and Neepo has 43. Like it's insane.
It's not always like that, eh?
It's never been like this ever.
Good. That's good. I would say if you're into the MJ, that's kind of what you want.
Oh, if Ches is still in the chat, I wonder if he's a stamps guy. I'd like to throw down a bet with him about who's going to finish higher in the standings. Ches, you there?
Shots fired.
I'll throw money down out live on the pod.
Quickly catching up on some of the chats here. Thomas says they fixed the 8th hole at Pebble a little bit, growing out the rough in the spot that Spieth stood on the edge of the cliff so people don't die.
probably for the best.
I don't like that. I think there's got to be some kind of risk factor every now and then for these guys.
Yeah, but what about if
Cheat
like
death a bit.
an average wants to do that? Like you or I is there, and we want to try that.
And you're an idiot.
Ches is here.
Ches, do you want to throw some money down on the Stamps and the Kings to see who finishes higher in playoffs or in the regular season? You're both tied at 51 points right now. Anyway,
Dusty said listening a couple times, listening to the podcast now, enjoying it. Well, we're glad to have you. Okay. I would say time to wrap. We kept it. We kind of went from 115 we went from like 1 hour as a norm to like slowly up to 115 as a norm. And now we're like at 1.5 hours as a norm. So I think we need to bring her back here a bit. We need to shorten down our topics or something.
Tighten it up.
Ches, like my good buddy Tiger said, whatever makes you nervous.
Okay, hurry up, Ches. Got to get this bet in before we bounce.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up.
Let's
Go here, Ches.
We got to see it on live or else it doesn't exist. Nobody really cares if it ain't live.
I don't know if Buffalo's winning the cup. Bryce might be in trouble with that bet.
Bryce appears to be blocked there.
I think he's fucked. But they're a very good, exciting team.
Ches isn't giving a number. You know what?
Me and Ches.
Okay, $50. You're on, Ches.
Oh,
for what's this?
Who finishes higher, the Kings or the Stamps in the regular season?
Ooh, that would make me nervous for sure. Okay, Drums. We got next week, February if we got Valentine's Day in 2 weeks, we're gonna do a Valentine's special, maybe.
Have the honeys on with us?
Could you imagine?
Oh, it'd be a shit show.
I'm good on that.
Absolute shit show.
Okay, well, thanks everybody once again in the chat. Nice to see some new faces in there once again. Thomas, good to see you. Congrats again on some Satoshis. You're probably going to be disappointed with the dollar amount of the Satoshis, but just sit on those for like 5-10 years and revisit us and see how you like them. Could be good, could be bad, but it won't be the same. So thanks again once, everybody. We'll see you in a week. And Drums, take us out of here, man. You had a tough start, but you finished good.
Yeah.
Let's bring it home. As always, thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with us. We will see you next time. Same bat channel, same bat place. Later. Love you, boys. Peace. We're out.
Love you, fellas. See you next week.